Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. I know, no, yung mga regular viewers natin dyan. Baka naalala nyo, I've talked to some people here in Canada who came from Singapore. I think all of them moved here dahil gusto nila makasecure ng permanent residency, which medyo nahihirapan silang masecure in Singapore. Ngayon, itong ating kakausapin, Singaporean citizen, no? Citizen na siya ng Singapore. Obviously, she's been there for a while. And yet, she still decided to move to Canada. Kaya ang ating kakwentuhan today. Ito pong si Nowena De Leon, ng ating kababayan na nandyan sa New Brunswick. Ayan. Hi, Nowena!
Hi, Ina. Hi, everyone.
Ayan. Okay, narinig mo yung intro ko. No, I've actually had a couple of episodes, I think, of our kababayans who moved from Singapore. Pero yun na nga, sabi nila, di kasi nahihirapan daw sila maging citizen doon. Pero I think if given the chance, some of them would have chosen not to leave Singapore. No. So tell us about you. Bakit ninyo, buong family ninyo, no, you still decided to move to Canada kahit na citizen na kayo doon?
Okay, so sobrang love namin ng Singapore. In fact, ako lang yung probably nag-initiate na pumunta dito sa Canada. Yung husband ko, sobrang against siya. He really loves Singapore. Kasi nga, like what I was telling you earlier, you're in a first world country. You're very near Pinas. So, madaling umuwi. Ang mga mahal lang doon are those things na hindi mo iisipin na necessity like a car. Kasi naman maganda yung transport system. So you wouldn't need one, right? But yung reason why I moved here, one, nag-pursue ako ng master's ko here in sa University of New Brunswick. And basically, I just wanna try it out. See how it is. Dito sa Canada, most of my relatives are here.
I see.
But in Toronto, like in Ontario, so Mississauga and Brampton, yung concentration nila. And I think the move is partially for the kids. I feel like yung competition kasi sa education sa Singapore, very tough. Talagang sobrang stiff. Makikita mo, which is, I think, understandable kasi, pero mo, andun yung mga tiger parents, di ba? Mga Chinese. Sorry, here's my kid.
Hi. It's okay.
So the thing is, yun nga yung education for the kids, I feel like even though hindi ako masyadong strict sa kanila, yung peer pressure of really doing well, it's taking a toll on them. I have a kid, my second, sobrang galing niyang yung physical. So anything na physical, ang dali niyang matutunan, mag-dance, dance steps and all. But the thing is, on the plump side siya. So hindi siya napipili for ballet.
I see.
Kasi lahat, mga thin. So yung siblings niya, yung ate niya, tsaka yung younger sa kanya, andun sa slender side. So kahit na mas advanced siya in terms of that intelligence, mas nakukuha sila. So may mga ganun. And then yung panganay ko naman, so she studied French, and then she's magaling din siya sa studies niya. Pero and she's excelling. But the thing is, yun nga, may mga, I think may classmates siya na nag-attempt mag-suicide. So things like that.
Because of the pressure talaga of school. I see.
Yes. Merong 9-year-olds, parang during our time there, nag-jump off lang ng building. 2.
Wow.
Okay. So mga ganon. And I feel like I should even if kami ng husband ko, we're telling them na not to be too pressured, not to be too stressed sa school. Yung mga classmates nila, they all have other activities like multiple after school. Sila, what do you want? Do you want to do ballet? Do you want to do, you can choose one, or you don't need to choose anything, whatever it is that you want. Pero all the classmates are doing a lot of stuff. So they feel like they should also do something.
I see.
That's the thing I really don't feel like
I see.
kids should be put into that.
Oh. Can you, sorry guys, ako, aminado ako, I am not very familiar with how the immigration system is in Singapore. But a friend told me, na kahit na maging citizen na kayo, halimbawa ng asawa mo, anong status ng inyong mga anak?
Okay,
Do they also secure Singaporean citizenship?
Pag citizen na kami, yes. So, citizen
Okay.
kami, so yung mga anak namin, citizen na din. Pero, so yung eldest ko, tsaka yung pangalawa, when we went to Singapore, di ba, hindi pa sila citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Yung pangalawa ko, ipinanganak doon, pero hindi pa rin siya citizen until in-apply namin kaming lahat.
Alright. So, all of you, your entire family, lahat kayo citizen?
Lahat kami citizen na.
Alright. So, how do you feel about, was it something difficult to achieve? Because that's what I've been hearing, na parang mahirap maging ma-secure ang citizenship ng Singapore. That's why, yung iba nakausap ko, sabi nga, if they were given that opportunity, doon na sila kasi gusto nila yung Singapore. Parang siguro yung asawa mo, gustong-gusto yung Singapore.
Mahirap siya in a way. And the thing is, halimbawa dito sa Canada, meron tayong point system. You know what you need to reach. Kailangan mo ng ganitong IELTS. Pag may ganito kang IELTS, mas mataas yung points mo. Kung ganito yung natapos mo, kung ganito yung trabaho mo. So there are certain points that you can, like, okay, i-goal ko na taas yung IELTS ko kasi ito yung missing points. Sa Singapore, somehow, you don't know. Hindi mo alam kung ano yung criteria.
Okay.
So, I attended one of the seminars before, and ang mga nakasama ko doon would be from MOM, which is the Ministry of Manpower sa Singapore, and then ICA, Immigration and Citizenship Authority. Baka nakalimutan ko na. Basta yes, MOM and ICA. And so, isa sa mga tinanong ko during one of the breaks is, ano ba yung criteria paano maging citizen? Or ano yung kailangan, halimbawa, meron akong friend na ganito, pareho silang nag-work sa Citibank, matataas ang mga sweldo, matagal na here, may anak na lalaki, may anak na babae, so yung lalaki pwedeng mag-NS later on. So what's your criteria? Parang sinasabi lang nila na they look at the, like, initially they will just check, okay, meron silang employment pass, and then they've been for so long, and then ipapasok na yun sa loob ng office, and then they will decide. So nag-joke ako, meron ba kayong parang, okay, application number 1, magtiting lang sila ng parang magic ball. Okay, then we approve it. So wala, kahit sila.
Mahirap talaga i-determine basically if you are, if you want it, you don't know how to get it, parang ganun.
And then, wala ka talagang makikita na parang similarity or, okay, ito, naging PR. Bakit ka naging PR? So wala kang makikita, no rhyme or reason, parang ganon. I know they do. Hindi lang siguro sila.
Hindi lang kasing hindi public yung information na yun. Obviously. No? Okay. Now, you told me earlier, sabi mo si hubby was very against. Hindi ko alam kung hanggang ngayon na-convince na ba siya. Gusto niya ba dito ngayon? Bakit una sa lahat ayaw niya mag-Canada? How was your life ba kayo mag-asawa back in Singapore? Komportable na kayo? Except for the part with yung concerns mo sa children mo, no?
Yeah, we're good. Kasi, so, pareho kaming IT before. He was working for the government, National Library of Singapore. He's been there for a long, long time, ever since we went to Singapore. Tapos nga, I was in LaSalle College of the Arts. The only reason that I quit is I went to real estate. And we're really doing well. Kasi even now, na nandito kami, we still get referrals. Like,
I see.
Alam ko nga dyan sa Canada, pero magbebenta kami ng bahay kasi we want to move to Australia, or aalis na kami ng Singapore. Is there someone that you trust who could? And then every time, magre-refer kami, meron pa rin kami nakukuhang something.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah.
So, kumbaga, we already established our name doon na kami mapagkakatiwalaan mo when it comes to real estate. But the thing is, so ayaw niya talaga kasi fully paid na yung bahay namin doon.
Oh, okay.
Tapos may nare-receive na mga allowance sa mga bata. Tapos yung kung mag-university sila doon, libre lang. And then you can travel anywhere, right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah. So it's really just that part that I mentioned. And I think pag kids mo na yung involved, parang you'll do everything. Because yung husband ko, kaya siya na-convince na pumunta dito. So, I went here 2018, August. December, I went back to Singapore para kuhanin yung dalawa kong maliit na kids that time. Andito kami ng January 2019. Tapos sumunod yung panganay ko around August of 2019 then. And they all were like, we want to stay here.
Okay.
And so yun lang yung nagpa-convince sa husband ko na okay. Parang begrudgingly, sige, pumunta tayo dyan. He even told me na, so nag-graduate ako sometime ng, I think, August. Tapos sabi niya, hindi pala, October ako nag-graduate, pero August tapos na yung program ko. Sabi niya, sige, hanap ka ng work kung gusto niyo talaga dyan. Pero pag wala ka nakuhang work by September, uwi ka na.
Okay.
Sige. On the job, andun pa rin ako sa same job until now.
All right.
And yeah, so wala talaga siyang nagawa. Nagrereklamo siya sometimes yung magpa-plow, magmumow. Pero pag nakikita niya yung mga anak niya na happy dito, I think feels like it's all worth it.
Okay, well that's nice, no? At least nga talaga yung kids ang nag-convince talaga. It's really, I understand. It's really always, no, for the kids. Pero ngayon naging PR ka, did you have a hard time securing your PR? Alam mo naman yung mga balita ngayon, di ba? Hirap na yung marami. Thank you.
Ewan ko, parang yun nga yung sabi ko, ang dali namin nakuha yung PR. Kahit yung nung nag-study permit ako, madali lang din siya, parang saglit lang. Dahil maybe because galing kami sa Singapore, so mas konti yung queue. So, ang bilis ko nakuha yung permit, ang bilis ko napapunta dito yung mga bata, may open work permit si Paul, yung husband ko.
Yeah.
And then when we got our PR, parang na yun during COVID na yun mabilis din siya. Yung citizenship, mas madali compared sa pagkuha ng PR. I think PR is harder pa. So yun parang sabi ko, talaga bang isa-surrender natin itong ang hirap-hirap nating nakuha? Parang doon ako biglang nagdalawang isip. Pero, andito yung family mo. Andito yung although yung eldest ko, hawak pa rin niya is Singapore citizenship. Kasi na siya, 25 this year. So nung naging citizen kasi siya ng Singapore, citizen pa rin siya ng Pinas. So dalawa pa yung niya. And then, pagdating niya ng age na 23, doon lang siya papipiliin ng government ng Singapore. Would you want to retain your Singapore citizenship or gusto mo yung Pinas? If you want the Singapore citizenship pa rin, you have to renounce the other citizenship. And then, so ni-renounce niya yung sa Philippines. Kaya naging, kumbaga, isa lang yung hawak niya, which is Singapore. So until now, Singapore citizen siya kasi ayaw niyang i-give up. Gusto pa rin niyang bumili ng bahay doon. Meron pa rin siya.
Okay. I see. Okay, so how are you guys liking Canada? I know the kids love it, no? Your husband, over time, medyo gusto na rin ba niya? Kasi you also came from a very nice country, first world government, services. How do you compare? Meron ka bang, give us your observations, sa ano yung namimiss mo sa Singapore? Ano naman yung na-appreciate mo dito sa Canada? Alam mo, mga ganun ba?
Yung efficiency sa Singapore, sobrang ganda talaga. Yung service, punta ka sa government, punta ka, kumuha ka ng passport. So everything is online, di ba? Tapos ipapadala na lang sa'yo. Hindi mo kailangang mag-queue. Maganda ang transportation system, sobrang accessible.
Cost of living.
Cost of living,
same. Ano ba?
Halos pareho lang. Mas mataas na ngayon ang Singapore dollar compared sa Canadian dollar. Just a bit, parang $1.05 yata. Parang 105 or gano'n. Parang nagfa-fluctuate lang siya na yun lang yung difference niya. Yung mahal kasi sa Singapore, like what I said, bibili ka ng sasakyan. The only reason na bumili kami ng sasakyan is because of my job as a realtor. Kasi you have to bring your clients around. Tapos, pero ang kahit mga escalator doon ang bibilis. Alam mo yun, parang lagi nagkakabulan. You don't know your neighbors. Kahit magkadikit lang yung building mo, unless mga Pilipino yung makakasama mo, like sa condo, di ba? Magkikita-kita kayo sa swimming pool. So, magba-barbecue kayo together. Namimiss ko rin yan, yung mga friends ko doon. Kasi parang ang tagal namin naging magkakasama, di ba? Ang gusto ko naman dito sa Canada is yung, lalo na dito sa New Brunswick, yung mga kapitbahay namin, mga kahit na may bakod kayo, pag nagkita kayo, nag-hi kayo sa isa't isa. Kapag nakita nung nasa tapat namin na hindi pa agad nakapag-mow si Paul, makikita mo na lang na-mow na yung lawn namin kasi ginawa na nila. Oo. So at the same time, kami rin na pag halimbawa mataas na yung snow nila kasi wala sila doon, hindi nagpa-plow din si Paul, 'di ba? Parang Pinas feel. Alam mo 'yon?
I've never been to New Brunswick, you know.
Yo, you haven't. Oh, you should visit.
I want to. Oo nga. So it's more of the cultural thing that you appreciate here in Canada. Siguro yung peace and quiet. Ganun ba 'yon? O parang busy ba masyado sa Singapore for your taste? Ganun ba?
Oo. Or maybe because yung trabaho ko is in realty, nagwo-work ako kahit weekends. Pero sobrang mabilis lahat. Sobrang fast-paced. And unless yung mga Pilipino yung, although may community pa rin naman kasi nakakapag-basketball pa rin yung asawa ko kasama yung mga Pinoys. Pero I think here, it's more of, Pinas feel na may snow. Yun lang, yun lang yung ibahan. Na, you'd like it na kaibigan mo yung mga kapitbahay mo. And kahit yung mga colleagues ko, although sa Singapore naman, mga lumalabas din kami yung mga colleagues ko, di ba? It's still, I think, parang different pa rin dito na pagpunta mo ng isang ng Saturday pag yung farmer's market, halos kilala mo lahat. And I don't know if it's different there sa inyo sa Toronto.
Nako, busy din dun. Pero I forgot to ask pala, no? Did you and your husband, I guess your husband especially, have a hard time finding a job na same nung ginagawa niya back in Singapore?
Yeah. So ako kasi, ando na ako sa same, kumbaga pagka-graduate ko, nakuha ko na yung work ko, nag-start pa rin ako sa mababa, parang entry level. Pero now, manager na ako ng marketing operations dito sa company. It's a US company na merong office dito, at saka meron dito sa UK. Si Paul, when he first came here, mabilis din siya nakakuha ng work. IT project manager siya. Nakuha siya sa government of PEI.
Nice, okay.
Ang problema namin is like, syempre, tagal namin magkahiwalay, tapos biglang ang layo niya ulit.
PEI siya, oo nga.
Tipong 3 hours na drive. I think it's partly my fault na sabi ko, layo-layo mo. Parang pa rin tayong parang LDR pa rin tayo. So, he had to give that up. Tapos, after nun, siguro nakita, parang 1 year, something lang siya doon. Nung nag-a-apply na siya ulit. Pero, kasi, I would also think na half-hearted din yung pagkukuha niya ng office job. Dahil he was so used na sa pagiging realtor din sa Singapore.
I see. So, okay.
Sabi ko, ba't hindi ka na lang maging realtor din dito?
Oo.
Yun yung una kong inano sa kanya. Ano yung sinagot niya sa akin? Limutan ko yung sinagot niya sa akin. Pero he's now he's getting a license to be a financial, ano ba yun? Parang sa mga insurance, financial planner. Yeah. So yun na yung parang naisip niya na ang daming mga Pinoy who would really need his help dahil kita mo dito, ay, ang bilis, bili ka ng kotse, may
Ay,
nakita
nako,
ko,
Lab.
after 2 years, bili ka ulit ng kotse. Samantalang kami, yung sasakyan ko nung naging estudyante ako dito, second hand, na although iisipin mo, may pambili ka, kaya lang parang it doesn't make sense na bibili ka ng bago. Kaya lang
Yeah.
bibili ng bago kasi kailangan namin ng SUV. So mga ganon na ngayon nakabili kami ng isa pang property dito na pinaparentahan namin. So,
Nice.
so
Wait, you've already bought your property and now you have another rental income property. Oh, nice. Okay.
So naisip kasi namin, so parang gusto rin namin, or gusto niya, more siya, na maturuan, kahit simple budgeting lang, making sure where your money, parang your money is working for you.
Yeah.
Parang ganon. So yun yung gusto niya maging advocacy now.
Nice. Nako, ituloy niya yan kamo. That's very nice. Tama, no? Ang daming matututunan ng iba nating kababayan, no?
Yeah.
Sa bagay na yan. But anyway, yun lang naman. Maraming salamat for sharing your story. Yeah, and I wish you more success. I don't know kung mapupunta ako ng New Brunswick, but I really wanna visit.
You're welcome anytime.
And saka alam mo,
story,
bakit naman hindi mag-realtor dyan? I think marami na magsisilipatan din sa New Brunswick. In the coming years, may chance kayo. Oo.
True. Sabi ko nga sa kanya, tsaka, although okay naman yung realtor namin, naging kaibigan na rin naman siya afterwards, we feel like yung magkaiba lang siguro yung naging level ng service namin sa syempre iba yung mga regulations, 'di ba? Sa Singapore tapos iba dito, and pero mas parang we'll see. Parang mas gusto niya so far. Hi.
Oh, hi! Okay, you're swimming, ha? Okay, well, Rowena, yun lang naman, no? Thank you so much again for sharing your story, guys. I hope it's been helpful to some, no? Baka malay mo, no? May nanonood galing Singapore, napapaisip rin mag-Canada kung dapat ba o hindi.
Yes.
Diba?
Tax,
okay, so that's it.
I forgot that. Tax dito sa Canada, that's one thing na, and then the healthcare. Sorry. I know we're saying bye na, pero bigla ko lang siyang naisip.
I agree. No. Good point, no? I think, kasi yung tax sa Singapore, magkano ang nauuwi sa sweldo nyo?
Halos 100, kasi 100%.
100%. Oh, grabe, di ba?
Ang tax namin is very small kasi tiers pa din siya, di ba? And then, since naging realtor ako, even tinuturo ko din sa mga clients ko, nagpaparenta ka ng room mo halimbawa, di ba? May mga expenses ka dyan, so you could use this again. So, natuturo ko din yon. So, at the end of the day, parang talagang 100% pa rin yung nauuwi nila kahit may extra income. So, parang
what a big adjustment, I can imagine. Tapos yung sinasabi mo sa healthcare, I agree. Yan din ang isa sa mga talagang wini-wish ko na mag-improve, no? I know.
Free nga siya, pero hindi mo naman siya ma-avail. So, parang
yeah, mahirap.
So, mahirap siya. So, yun. Those are the things.
All right. Okay. Well, again, sige, we will end this episode here, guys. Thank you so much, Rowena. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!